Hey everyone, welcome to Vermont Pyro Boys' first store walkthrough here at Green Mountain Fireworks in Alberg, Vermont. So before we get started, I want to do a little bit of full disclosure. You guys have heard me talk this place up a lot in my videos, and you do need to know that I am friends with these guys, and I come here and help out in my time off. Now, that being said, I do pay for my fireworks. I don't get them for free. So I'm going to give you an honest walkthrough. We're going to look at some of the prices today, and we're going to look at the selection here and see what they've got to offer. So let's go inside, shall we? Right off the bat, when you walk in the doors, you see this giant assortment. The CEO. It is huge, and it's pricey, but if you look inside, there's tons of 500-gram cakes, 200-gram cakes, all kinds of stuff. And if you could just look at this thing, I mean, it's on a riser that's about 3 inches tall, but look, it's as tall as I am, so that's a big old honking assortment right there. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to start with the smaller stuff, and we're going to go through everything right in order so you can see everything they've got here. So we're going to get started first right here with the kind of the smallest stuff, the novelties and kid stuff, the sparklers. Great assortment and some stuff that's definitely better than your run-of-the-mill novelties and sparklers too. So let's take a look, shall we? Right off the bat, we got a whole bunch of different kinds of sparklers. You got Morning Glories, you got your regular metal stick sparklers, jumbo Morning Glories. We got these cool novelties here, Ocean Theater. You put batteries in that and it spins around with a sparkler like right in its nose. Octopus sparkler, just a whole aisle full of sparklers. And over here we've got assorted novelties, aerial boss spinners. If you've seen some of our older videos, you might see I've got one up where we light one of each color of those off. They're pretty cool. One of my hopes for the summer is to fuse a bunch of those together and light them all at once. So we got some spinners. These are similar to ladybugs. They spin and shriek and fly up in the air. Bunch of different confetti cannons, some more spinners that fly up, everybody's favorite ladybugs. I know the kids love that. Campfire colors, you ever seen those? You throw it right in the campfire. It doesn't really explode, but it makes your fire turn color. Jumping jacks, snakes, poopy puppy, naughty dogs, strobe balls, smoke pots, flash balls, tanks, hens laying eggs, party poppers, you name it. Then we move over here to more of the daytime stuff. We've got parachutes, multiple sizes, multiple cakes. You want a parachute cake? Or we have a couple of single shot tubes that shoot bigger parachutes that have toys attached to the bottom. And then we get into the smoke stuff. Lots and lots of selection of smoke bombs. So right down to the kind of, this is a novelty that is kind of like a smoke bomb. It shoots smoke out of the mouth, and then you get a rubber toy for your kids when you're done. So after that, we've got a whole section of, we're starting to get into stuff that goes up in the air. So we've got Saturn missiles, multiple sizes, and then we've got, coming up next, the Roman candles. So here's a whole bunch of Roman candles just stacked up on the table. Multiple varieties if you're a big Roman candle fan. And then you got the Bad Mama Jamma right here. This is the rotary cannon from Great American. That's huge. Look at that. 668 shots, all going off in 40 seconds. So it is pretty cool. They all go up and then pop at the top. It's rapid fire. Boom, 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 boom. Really fun. And if we turn around here, we've got the smaller assortments. We've got the Kids Funny Backpack, which is great for the little guys. 4th of July or any time really. It's full of little fountains and little novelty things kids can have a good time with. And you've got the Diwali Dazzler. I haven't really looked at what's in this one yet, but you can see it's got some pretty cool stuff. Looks like a smaller version of silent mode on the bottom there. I had a really good time with silent mode. For Honor assortment. I shot this last summer with my kids and we had a great time. It is not a lot of stuff. It's only like 11 pieces, but they're all bigger items. See, there's a single shot tube right there. These are each mini kits with mini canisters that go up and have a nice pop. And you've got the Flying Space assortment over here. $72.95, which comes with quite a selection of stuff. There's a bunch of fountains in there, and some Roman candles, and sparklers, and rockets, and all kind of good stuff. And from there, come past some more novelties to things that go pop. Firecrackers galore. Different sizes of spools and bricks. Individual packs of 100. A couple different brands to choose from. And you got snappers and pop-pops. So over here you can see we've got a nice selection of rockets. You've got kind of smaller stick rockets down on the bottom. All your classics are here. Glittering light, clustering bees, big bricks of whistling moon travelers, and then up top you've got your bigger stick rockets, your ball shell rockets. There's the Falcon kit right there with the red, white, and blue in the middle, those bigger ones. You got glowing rockets. I've gone through a whole pack of those. Those are really nice. Right here you see these are plasma rings from Superior Fireworks, and I have some of these at home. I'm very excited to try them out. I haven't yet. We're going to have a rocket comparison video coming out eventually where we shoot a bunch of bigger rockets, and if you really are rockets are your thing, there's this whole rocket power rocket pack, which I think it looks like it's got just about every size you could want in there. So that is about $75, $76, and I don't know how many come in there, but it's got a slew of them. And then over, just tucked in next to the rockets, we've got the extra large sparklers. If your kids love sparklers, we got 3-footers, 2 varieties. There's your regular, see the gold ones, which are just your straightforward gold sparklers. And then you've got these giant Morning Glory sparklers. We do have a pack of these at home. Charlie lit one off right before our birthday party show that I aired just the other day, and it was pretty impressive, I gotta say. Gotta watch those kids running around with those giant sparklers, swinging them like crazy, but boy, he had a good time. Next up, we're going to talk about this aisle, which is the fountains. So, some people aren't into fountains. I happen to love them. My kids love them. And one thing that you're going to see as we move into this next section of our walkthrough is that the tent is super organized. Everything is arranged in order from smallest and least expensive to most expensive. So if you're looking for something at a certain price point, you don't want to buy a really huge expensive fountain, come to this end, and as you work your way down, you know that you're working your way up in price and up in quality too. Of course, you get what you pay for, right? So let's take a peek at all these different fountains. I'm going to switch back to regular 1-1. So we've got some safety shooters for the rockets right here on the end. If you don't have something to shoot your rocket out of, you stick this part in the ground and you drop the rocket right in there, and you don't have to worry about having a bottle per se. So anyway, this is like the smallest fountain. Maybe you guys have seen these before. They're called Noisy Boys. They last a huge long time, like a minute and a half, and they just do little sparks and crackles, and they just go and go and go and go and go. Then we've got the classic Cuckoo fountain right there next, $13 for a 6-pack. And then you've got Killer Bees. I haven't tried these out yet, but I imagine they shoot yellow things in the air. And we have the Fire Lollipop. There's one of these in my basement getting ready to go. Tractors. Freedom's Wings. This is a handheld one. It actually comes with a handle, and then things that look like wings drop out of the eagle and shoot flames. So, and then here's a whole stack of puppy fountains. A viewer commented on that when we lit one on the channel a little while ago. Said, where can I find them? Well, right here. Green Mountain Fireworks. So, and it's by fountain standards, nice and inexpensive too. So a lot of cool effects in that. Super Slugger handheld stuff, baseball bat kind of fountains. We've got some that look like rifles over here, and we've got some smaller mini snow cones. Snow Cone Junior, which comes with 4 for $15.25, and we've had a good time with those. I know we went through a pack last year, and the boys chose to get another one this year. So if my Pyro Boys decide to get something a second time, it's a good sign. Then, from my favorite firework company, and hopefully yours, we've got some kind of medium-sized fountains from Great American Fireworks Company. There are 4 in the set, one for specific presidents, and you can buy them individually here for $15.95 a piece, or you can get all 4 of them together, and there is a value pack price on that, so you save a couple bucks if you buy all 4. So, and we have gotten all 4. I think I still have Thomas Jefferson left that we haven't lit yet. So I will attest that they are all very good, and they're all different too. You're not buying 4 of the same thing. Then we get over here to this next table of fountains, which is more medium size and bigger stuff. So you heard me talk about silent mode back over when I was looking at the assortments. In the small version of that, I don't know what it would do, but this is a really great fountain. It has no crackle, so if you live someplace where you don't want to piss off your neighbors, you know, it's good because it's fairly quiet in the backyard, but you still get a really cool show. Absolutely. And then coming around here, we've got whale fountain. Shot this with the kids. Lots of good crackle on that too. Big sparks. It covers quite a bit of distance. Moving right down. What else do we got? Tiger. Hoot Hoot Hooray is awesome. If you see these eyes, see how they're at an angle? They have spinners. They spin around and shoot sparks as the fountain's going off, which is pretty neat. Hero fountain. I think the eyes flash on that one. Frog Prince. A bunch of these I haven't tried yet. Grand Canyon. The Kid. Anybody a fan of Mandalorian or Star Wars in general? You ever see little baby Yoda with sparks flying out of his head? There's your chance. I haven't shot it yet, but I hear it's pretty cool. And we've got the full-size snow cone. This one here is new to Green Mountain Fireworks this year for sure. This is attack mode. This is a hybrid fountain, or it's a fountain Roman candle mix. So you get a fountain at first, and then it shoots shots. I think it goes 70 feet up into the air. Actually, yes. So there's the description right there. A whole bunch of shots go up and explode like a barrage candle, kind of like we were looking at with the rotary cannon on the other side there. So we have one of these in our basement. I'm excited to shoot it, and I hope that the kids choose to do that one soon so we can get that demo up for you. Then you've got some spinners here. I've never done a spinner. Anybody want to talk about what spinners are or what they do? Go ahead and leave a comment. That would be cool. And then we got Lucky Wheels here before we get to our super giant 500 gram fountains. This is Eruption. So if you look at the pictures, it looks like almost like a volcano erupting, right? So that looks pretty cool. And then the Dragon Throne, which I have watched the demo online of this, and you know what? It makes me think of Game of Thrones every time. And with all these fountains, if you haven't seen in my videos, definitely try and elevate it. Put it on a step ladder, especially something like this guy here, or this guy here. They shoot sparks out of the top, but the sparks sort of cascade down the sides. And if you raise that up, they have that much more space to fall before they land on the grass and extinguish themselves. So that's all the fountains. I think we missed, there's 180 degrees back there. Why is it called 180 degrees? Has nothing to do with degrees, but in fact it lasts 180 seconds. So if you're looking for a lot of bang for your buck, that there is a 3-minute fountain. That's a long fountain. So I haven't done one yet, but 3 minutes is a long time. So I bet there's a lot of cool stuff in there. So from the fountains, we're going to move on to the 200 gram cakes. Once again, they're arranged in order of size and price. So we'll start with, you know, some of the classics, right? 96 shot color pearl from Winda. Everybody's got a color pearl, and they're a lot of fun, kind of like a bunch of little red and green balls that fly up in the air like Roman candles. And then over here, something that's also new this year, I haven't tried yet, the Pretty Little Flyers assortment. You got Pretty Little Kite, Pretty Little Plane, Pretty Little Dragon, and Pretty Little Bird. And I do know they all do something different. They're 10 1/4 a piece, but if you buy all 4 of them together, you get a little bit of a discount there. Next up, we've got classic Bump Bear. Who doesn't love Bump Bear? One of my favorites. And then we start getting into the great American stuff. Industrial Revolution, Space Race, Declaration of Independence. Each one's a little bit of a step up. You can see price-wise, we're still running all about the same, so you can come in and get a nice assortment of cakes. 1849 Gold Rush is all gold effects. Let Freedom Ring, I've got a couple of these, but I haven't shot it yet. Here is one of my kids' favorites. I have a couple waiting, American Heartland. And with these great American ones, definitely, if you've seen some of our other videos, I have a lot of great American in my stash right now. And if you wait a little bit while and come back again, we're going to be doing some demos, shooting off every one of these great American 200 gram cakes. So definitely keep tuned and look for those in the future. But back to our tour. Vibe Check. Haven't shot Vibe Check yet, but it's from Winda, so I am not doubting It's got gorgeous gold kiku flowers. What's a kiku flower? I'm gonna have to pick one of those up before the summer's done. And then log splitter, which we just put a demo up of. You can certainly see that on the channel. Lace combustion, which I shot actually in tandem with another cake in our solar eclipse show last month. So that was really good. I'm not gonna kid you. I put this cake up with a 500-gram cake, and you couldn't tell which one was which. They both were approximately the same size of breaks and the same height, and lace combustion really held its own against a 500-gram cake from another company. So we got that here. That's 28 bucks, so about 30. Another great American, Old Glory. Then we have Cherry Bomber. I shot this last 4th, and it is great if you want a nice red color cake. Absolutely beautiful, very dark red with some white sparkles that come out at the same time. And we have the Whirlwind Romance. We featured this side of it in our 3 Cakes from Winda video that we just put out a little while ago. And that does it for the 200-gram cakes. So before we get started moving on to the big boy things, the big toys and the bigger booms, I just want to interject that if you're watching this through and you see anything that you think looks cool, this is the closest fireworks tent to my house. Like I said, I'm up here and I help out, and I'm friends with Bronwyn, the owner. Absolutely feel free, leave a comment if you see anything you want to get lit off. The summer is just beginning, and I'm going to light fireworks all summer long, and I'm going to make sure I have a stash to keep lighting fireworks after. So if you see something you want to see try, you want to see a demo, leave a note in the comments. Or even better, go to the Green Mountain Fireworks Facebook page and leave a message there saying, we'd like you to have the Vermont Pyro Boys try this out for us. And maybe Bronwyn could toss me a firework to do a demo for you guys. You never know. It's worth a shot. But we love to interact and we love to hear from you guys, so make sure to reach out. But let's get back to the fireworks. So moving on, we arrive at the 350-gram cakes. So right here we have Whiskey Business, which I just did a demo of not too long ago, toasting a fellow pyro down in New Mexico. Make sure to check that demo out. I will say it had some really cool falling leaves. Didn't get those, the camera didn't capture them that well because it was a little bit light out. We were at the beginning of our shoot. So I don't know if I'll shoot another one off in the dark to get that better, but that was an effect that you can look at and sort of catch, but definitely could be better than in my video. And we have Taco Truck. I know a lot of you have seen our demo of this. It's a great 350-gram cake. About 34 bucks. Well worth it. So I can't believe I bought it last year and let it sit in my basement all winter long, because when we shot it, it was a good time. And we have Salute to Summer coming up. This is a nice red, white, and blue cake. This is actually on my short list for my Memorial Day show that's coming up. Hope you all enjoy watching that when we get around to shooting it and posting it. Rowdy Party. This is a big whistler. So it's pretty cool. And then we've got the game night assortment here. These 3 all do similar things to one another. I have shot Retro Arcade. I haven't shot the other 2, but definitely another impressive cake. I'm sure the assortment's good. I'm hoping to pick up all 3. A lot like some of the other sort of collections, even though it's not really listed as such. You can buy each cake individually at $42.25, but if you buy all 3, there is a discount, I think, for purchasing all 3 together. It's almost like getting a case price. So that's a nice thing that they do here. Then we've got these 2 fellas, Take Me to Your Leader and Occupy Mars. Both of these feature girandolas. Occupy Mars is a cake with 10 shots that go around the outside and then a girandola that flies up. Take Me to Your Leader is a 2-stage girandola. So if you haven't seen a girandola before, I'm going to peek down inside of there. So it's like a bunch of rocket engines on a propeller sort of spinny thing. You light it and they all fly up in the air, and then it goes up a second time, so it gets really high, and then boom, explodes. Really huge. Very cool. And that takes us into our 500-gram cakes. There's just a whole slew here. You got some gender reveal, Hughes and Brews. Oh, I've got that waiting at home. Double scoop I haven't seen yet. Here is the, this is an assortment too. And I know that if you buy all 4 of these, once again, there is a discount for buying all 4, or you could get all the individual ones. And we've got Patriotic Skybuster. There's another one that I'm going to shoot on Memorial Day. This one looks really cool. I haven't had a chance to pick it up yet, though. All gas, no brakes. Nice fan cake. I personally love fan cakes. I hope to buy more of them in the future. Orange. You like orange? There's your orange cake. Delicious. Oohs and ahs. This one was absolutely as fun as the label looks. Got some hollers in the middle and a lot of big breaks. You've got Pyro Tsunami next, which is a beautiful willow cake. I have one at home and I'm super psyched to shoot it. Not sure when I'm going to, but it's in the stash. And we've got something from Showline, which is a SFX brand, just like Great American Fireworks, so you know it's going to be good. I've heard them criticized because they don't have crazy cool labels like that or that with neat pictures. But all it is basically a description of what it does. 25 shots. It takes 5 seconds to go off. Howling wolf rockets to brocade explosions at the top. So, $75 for 5 seconds. Yeah, actually, it's worth it. I've seen this thing go off. I've also seen somebody like fuse a bunch of these together and shoot them all at once. It's really cool. So, anyway, look up a demo if you haven't yet. You'll see why people would buy it for $75 for 5 seconds. Next up, we have Fish Tank, which was almost the finale of my Eclipse show. I'm really happy I bought this cake. I got it and I sat on it for a long time, waiting for a good time to use it. And would I buy it again? Absolutely. Would I fuse 2 of them together? Absolutely. Who knows? We'll see if I do or not. The summer is young. And we've got Extreme Machine, one of the very few non-Winda or Superior Fireworks products here. This is from World Class. So that's kind of nice. Another gender reveal cake. Up here we've got the Bullet Blossoms Super Stunt, which is part of Container Load Blue. I'm not sure if she's going to have the rest of Container Load Blue here this summer or not. Then we get into our first, I'd call it a zipper. I don't know if it's officially a zipper or not. Hammer Down, 80 shots from Winda. So it's only this wide, but it definitely does go back and forth, but it has more breaks than what I think of in a traditional zipper cake too. So I also have one of these in my basement. I'm not sure what I'm going to do it. I like to have a stash on hand. So I just buy stuff and then I make my shows out of what I've already got instead of trying to figure it out while I'm walking through. So do I have extra fireworks on hand and spend a little more on it because of that? Absolutely. Do I regret it? Not at all. So that's my method. I recommend it. And we've got another bigger cake called All In. It's for all you poker players out there. And then we've got down here the Golden Peacock, which is another zipper cake. And I know there's another zipper called Chameleon 5000 that's probably just up in the container right now. So that does it for our 350 and 500 gram cakes. All that's left to look at is the reloadables and the really big stuff. Yeah, so we're going to go down and start on the other end where the smaller things are. We're going to do that right now. Alright, so for our last leg of our tour of the tent here at Green Mountain Fireworks, we're going to talk about reloadables, so our canisters and our ball shells. Just got into these myself, really the beginning of the spring, and they're probably my favorite. They're the most fun. Biggest spoons, for sure. So let's see what she's got. Down here for the smaller stuff, we got some really little stuff. This is great if you're just going to kind of experiment with your reloadables. This is only 16 bucks. You get 6 little shells. You can learn how to do it safely. We got some other ball shell kits here. These ones all have a whistle on their way up. You can see they have some pretty nice breaks. I haven't shot these personally yet. These ones all crackle when they break, which is pretty cool. We've got ball shells with big tails, and for your ball shells you're looking at like $25, $21, $20 for a 6-shot kit. So pretty reasonable if you're new to reloadables and you're not quite ready to jump into canisters, which are a little bit pricier. It's a great place to start. Then after that, well, let's look up here. We've got single shot tubes on top. Each one is labeled for a specific effect. The smaller ones are $10. The bigger ones are $15. So you can kind of build your own show out of that. You know exactly what you're getting for each shot. The downside, I would say, is you spend your $10 and you only got one shot. So you can think about price per shot much more easily this way than if you were to be buying like a cake that's 500 grams and One might have 25 shots, but another 500-gram cake might have, say, 120. So that's how the powder is all divided. The shots aren't necessarily always of equal size in a cake like that, where they are in something like this. Back down here, we have our first selection of canister shells. This is a joint task force. This is a cool set because you've got 3 boxes. Once again, they come, you can get them all together and get a little bit of a discount. You have red, white, and blue. So you can focus if you want specific colors for your show. And we've got some of the Winda specialty 6-shot canister kits. Double Dragon is all double breaks. Donut shells, as you can see, they're all ring shells, which is pretty cool. Echo in the Ear, I think they're just marketing loud on that one. I haven't shot them yet. Here we have Minecraft. I don't know if anybody has kids who love to play Minecraft like mine do, but my kids are miners and crafters. So, of course, here we are talking about shells that have mine shots. So you're going to get a nice mine that comes out of the bottom as well as a big break on top. And we've got the biggest ball shell kit kind of in the middle here, neon brawn. So just shy of $50 for that, but you get 12 balls, and they do look like they are full-on ball shells that have big breaks. Here we have scatter bombs. You may remember from the VermontPyroBoys Eclipse finale. They are really cool. They go up, they all have a neat break, but they also, you just can't capture it with the picture, have these little go-getters that just come out and fly around like crazy UFOs with each shot as well. And you've got fish tank canisters that go up and make almost like a jellyfish in the air with sort of like a horsetail out one side and lace out the other. Very cool. Black Sight Armaments, which is just a great all-around shell kit. You got 18 shells there, and it's on sale until the end of the month for $118. So very reasonably priced. If you want a nice shell kit, it's got a good mix of all kinds of effects. Here we have Neon Beef, which I never noticed this. Look how the boxes line up. So you got a bunch of angry bulls there, El Neon Toro, and these are super duper colorful. I'm actually going to be taking a box of these home with me today, as well as, boom, the Tank Busters, which is probably it is the biggest shell kit that we've got here at Green Mountain Fireworks. Tank Busters is 24 shells, but if you look at, you've got different sizes of shells and different amounts of breaks. So 5-inch single breaks and 7-inch triple breaks there, and then down here you've got some 6-inch single breaks and 6-inch double breaks. Now, of course, we all know when it comes to our shell kits and our canister shells, 60 grams is 60 grams, and 5 inches and 7 inches, it's all 60 grams of powder. What they do with that powder, well, triple breaks versus single breaks, we're going to do a little test when we get those and probably find out if they're really all equal, because, you know, the size really doesn't matter. What do you know? All right, moving on. We've got no abs. So this is our last and biggest fireworks section. I'm going to have to get into wide angle for this so you can see how big these bags are. Some people call these super cakes because they're huge. Hearts of Fire. These are all 500 grams, right? This one's 16 shots, which isn't, I guess, a true NOAB, but you've got the exposed tubes like a NOAB. Anyway, very cool. And then we've got just a couple of these left here. That's maybe the last one here from Showline, which is the SFX brand. Ghost rings with silver afterglow. So a ghost ring means the shell goes up into the air and pops, and then there's a ring that lights up as it goes around the outside after the shell is broken. That's your ghost ring. And you've got galactic rings in the back. I don't know if that's the last one of that either. And then moving on, we have another ring NOAB, ring, which is pretty cool. You can see the effects right there and the prices. Of course, NOABs are your biggest and most expensive and closest to a professional thing you can buy. So you're going to have to pay a little bit more for it. Here's one called Pyro Candy. So it looks cool, and with a name like Pyro Candy, sure makes me want some. And finally, we have the biggest, nicest NOAB here. This is the Mother of All Bombs, which is full of Nishiki willows, which is, of course, the big thing these days. I don't know. These days meaning like last year or so. So, Mother of All Bombs, giant NOAB. And that does it for about the entire stock here at Green Mountain Fireworks. So, as I said before, if there's anything that catches your eye, you'd like me to give a shot doing a demo, make sure to leave a note in the comments section. I'd be happy to give it a try. Bear in mind, like I said at the very beginning, I do buy these things with my own money, so buying a $200 NOAB, I'll think about it. Don't forget to subscribe to Vermont Pyro Boys. Check out our other videos if you haven't seen us yet. Lots of cool demos. We post our shows too. Don't forget to visit Green Mountain Fireworks on Facebook. Don't forget to visit Green Mountain Fireworks website. You can see everything here on their website, and there are direct links to the demos for all the products. If you saw something here that you're interested in looking at and you don't want to wait for me to shoot it off in my backyard, you can probably find the company demo of whatever product that is there. So, Green Mountain Fireworks in Albrook, Vermont. I'll put the contact information at the bottom of the screen once again if I haven't done it yet. And come on out. So it's pretty close to Plattsburgh. It's also convenient to Burlington. And it's a beautiful drive to come out to the country and visit. And everyone here is very friendly. So I highly recommend it. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time on the Vermont Pyro Boys.